Hello everyone, SFGaming here, and I know I'm a bit late on this, like, a lot late on this actually, but we got a new creative update, 17.50, the final update of the season, and I'm gonna go through it. I know I keep kind of missing updates and stuff like that, like the VFX spawner was added last week, stuff like that. It was actually a very big update, and I didn't record it by accident. So I'm gonna go over this update instead, because everyone at this point should know what this update is about. Or last update. I can't speak. Anyways, to start off, we got a bunch of new galleries and one new prefab. The first gallery is the background city gallery. It's just a bunch of unfinished skyscrapers that only really look good from a distance, like kind of like that. Keep in mind that a lot of these, the majority of these don't have all four sides finished, and all but one has a roof. So if you want to try to use these in a way that isn't for background purposes, you're gonna have to get creative with it. I think these are actually pretty cool. If not, they're definitely memory consuming. Like the lowest price is 600 memory, and the highest is 2,000. So just keep that in mind. They're hefty on memory. The next gallery we got was this gallery with like a signboard, the alphabet, and numbers for like custom messages. I wonder why it took them this long to add something like this, but you know, they probably added it now for a reason. Maybe like they're getting ready for Halloween stuff. I mean, they pretty much are. But you can now just make your own messages with this and keep it cool looking, like OG or something like that. I don't know. But we're actually going to skip over to the prefab real quick, because the other galleries are just of the prefab, and this is the Spooky Mansion gallery or prefab. It's actually, this is not in Battle Royale, and I can already off the bat see a bunch of new walls. We don't really have this type of outside walling. We don't have really this inside red. We really don't have a lot from this. So we got a bunch of new stuff. There's a decent amount of new props, but for the most part, it's just reused stuff. A very interesting double door that is just split in half right here. So just two walls as one. And you'll see it better in the prop gallery, but we got like haunted little plushies of certain characters. We also got this semi-creepy looking basement with some broken stuff. Other things you would sometimes find at a basement. I don't really know how many people store a lifetime of wine in their basement. This is a really cool prefab and all. The only downside is that it's 37,000 memory to place down. So just keep that in mind, and every I gotta get it again. And every other place is 3,000. So if for some reason you want two of the same house, and it's gonna be this house, just keep in mind you're going to exceed 40,000 memory with just two placements. And then the galleries we got for it are all the walls and floors. Some of these are brand new, like like this wooden floor. Some of them are reused, like kind of all of these tiles right here. We got a decent amount of. We actually got an insane amount of new walls for this, because all of these have like a new brick pattern or the other brick pattern that I thought was wood. I think it's actually it's really cool that they're. It seems like they've made it so each row has like the same type of wall, but the back is different for like every row. So they're trying to make it more custom. The only exception is this double door. The last gallery we got is just the prop gallery. It only has the new stuff. So we got this like little grave. Actually, this is a grave. Does it have anything inside of it? Nope. We got some like fall leaves, orange hedges, dead vines, cool mini fireplace, a fireplace that's off, other things, and 6 plushies. 3 that are completely fine, and 3 that are possessed. Yeah, I would say that's possessed. A bit spooky, to say the least. Like, giant possessed cat is now running at you at 100 miles an hour. You better run. But this is definitely for Halloween. I mean, it's literally called Spooky Mansion. So, that's all the building things. And we got a handful of... We got 2 new devices and a handful of device changes. So the first off is the new timer device, which isn't called that, it's just called the timer device, but it's the... it's the time objective that is for just timing things and not acting like a bomb. It is also considerably cheaper, literally 1,000 memory less. All the settings are practically the same for compared to the timed objective, which is good. There's not really much to say. If you have urgent time on, and like if you have urgent time on and it reaches that, the secondary text will activate, and if it says something, it will appear as a different text compared to what you already had, which I think is really cool. This could be used for a lot of things. So yeah. The next one, which I'm surprised that I just went through that one without it having a hitbox, is the real-time clock. This is actually really cool. Let's place it over here. So you can see that I set this one to count down from 7 days and 8 hours. And in order to get this to work, you have to change the minutes. You have 0 to 59. Change the hours. You have 0 to 23. So midnight to 11. Days, you have 1 to 31 for all the days. And months you have 1 to 12. And years you have 2021 to 2030, which you can see I can max out at 999 days. This is actually really cool because it basically just means, like, say I want to time when Christmas is about to arrive, 115 days and 53 minutes. Keep in mind that this is in GMT time, so it might not be fully accurate compared to your time of day, depending on where you live. And we can't change the time right now for other reasons. This and the way that this works, also, you can, when it ends, you can have it set off an event, so it can actually be used for a really good event timer. You can also make it so it's like a hologram. I don't know what the disable does, but yeah. This one is also 400 memory, so it's pretty usable. It doesn't take up much. I'm excited to see how many people make events now that we have this. And, well, those are the two new devices. We got a couple device changes as well. Starting off with the Sky Dome. Yeah, just I can disable the lighting, but that's not it. So we'll go down to the settings, and there's new settings for use a volume, which basically just means that you can add a volume to your Sky Dome device, and for the player that enters it, it will change the sky and have this really cool, like, rainbowy effect, but it'll change the sky to whatever you have it set to, and when you exit it, it changes back to what it was originally. So I can also see this being used for, like, rift zones, potentially. Maybe not exactly, but it's like, you can change the time of day. It's really cool. You can have multiple of these zones in, obviously. Although, because of this, the price of it got updated, and it's now almost 2,000 memory. So, it's still going to be pretty hefty, but, oh well. If you're adding this, you should already know that it's going to be kind of a memory tanker. The next update is to all the customizable lights. So the torchlight base, this is not customizable, so that's a whoopsies. Give me a second. This is what I needed. And then the customizable light, and also, I guess, called the torch base. Keep in mind that they're going to be pretty heavy in price. These both hover around, like, 1,500. But going into the changes, or, like, into the lights, you can now change the colors to all of these. So, like, whatever you want. They still haven't fixed the issue with them being unnamed. I'm going to change it to purple. And then you can also change light size, the light intensity, and if it wants to cast shadows or not. So you can see I've got a pretty big purple light now, with shadows on and stuff like that. Another thing that they did change is that if you're on PC and you want to cancel this, you can just click off now. Before you couldn't, and now you can. So that's really cool. And the last device change is over at the VFX spawner. I mean, you can already see it activated. I had to shrink it down a bit. It's called Area of Fog. It is the last. It's the last setting because it's the newest. VFX, and it's just, as it says, it covers an area of fog, and it works like fog, and all of that. And if you're wondering what it looks like at full size, which I did, takes a minute. This is what it looks like. Yeah, you could probably create something along like a blizzard of some sort if you wanted. Of course, maybe not the most helpful. After all, I have two, so I actually can't see the original price. But the price of the VFX spawner is still 500. All right, so it's still pretty cheap. And yeah, that's the update. Decently big. Battle Royale changes. If you're wondering, Slurpy Swamp no longer has Slurp from like Slurp waste being made because it got abducted, and is now just called Sludgy Swamp or Sludge Swamp. I forgot what it's one of the two. Making it even more, making it even more irrelevant. Sadly, God dang it! Can I glide or redeploy? So they've been kind of sadly nerfing that to the ground. It's kind of sad. It's a very good POI. Although, I guess it did kind of create a very high competitive advantage if you landed there. Because it was basically just free 100 health, 100 shield off the bat. So yeah. That is that is basically all of the creative update and a little bit on the Battle Royale. Keep in mind that they also recently added 50 extra channels, so we now have 300 instead of 250, which is nice. So anyways, like and subscribe, all that stuff. If you don't like and subscribe, you'll be stepping on Legos for the next week, so I wouldn't risk it. Anyways, see you in the next video, which hopefully is TF2 related. Bye-bye.